So I've been lucky to collect over 100 cars, trucks, buses, motorcycles, and other vehicles in my 22 years as a car collector, rally driver, and business owner. And this is a problem. I bought this old car factory to start it up again and start making jobs in Detroit, but instead, I stuffed this place with all the cool things I could find on Facebook Marketplace, and so they all gotta go. I don't have time to fight with people on Marketplace though, so I'm gonna have one giant auction on August 16th where everything starts at just $1. But a lot of these cars haven't run in over 4 years, and so we're gonna go through and do a little automotive repair speed run and try to see how many things we can get running in the amount of time that I have, which is 25 days. There's 2 rules to this. Rule number 1 is that I gotta fix something so that I would have my mom drive it. I would drive almost anything, so it's gotta be something that's safe enough that she would drive it. I don't wanna sell anyone a time bomb. Rule number 2 is everything has to be ready by August 16th. If I don't have any cars ready, people won't have anything to bid on. And so everything that I wanna sell has to run by then and be ready to go. Start the clock. Let's get these things fixed. What I've got mostly is cars from the 60s through the 90s. These are cars that are everything from old Volvos and race car Lexuses, rally cars, turbo Subarus, that sort. Essentially anything I got a deal on and thought was cool, I bought and put in here. I've also got a bunch of old buses that I own from my time running the Detroit Bus Company. These are buses that are too old for us to operate, but they're still good buses. Anything that was like totally scrap, we got rid of. And then there's motorcycles. I owned a motorcycle shop, which if you own a motorcycle shop, you collect motorcycles. It just happens. They're like moss. And so I've collected over 20 bikes over the years. Half of them I want to get gone. And then there's these 2 tiny homes that don't really fit into the equation at all, and some trailers next to them that I'm going to put on the auction as well. And later on, I will tell you how you can join the auction and bid on any one of these vehicles online or in person. More details to follow. We're going to start with cars because that's what I know best. I've been collecting cars since I was 16 years old, like this 1965 Plymouth Fury 3. I bought this car in Portland, Oregon, drove it back to Detroit. It was awesome. It was for a magazine article. But the thing is I let this thing sit probably the last 10 years and I drove it very little. Why? I don't know. But now I have a fresh battery. I have some fresh gas. We're going to see if we can get this thing running. This is my most likely candidate for something we can get running easily. But I remember that it sprayed itself with gas last time it ran, so I don't know where that leak is, but we'll find it. So let's see what we're working with here. Every one of these is like a mystery because we have to find out why we left it in a certain way. We have the air cleaner off, which means we're probably spraying starting fluid under there. Battery's gone, so we charged it. So let's pop that in. Nothing left to do but try it. The fun thing about this car is made like 6 miles away from here on Mount Elliott, and so the factory's still there. I could bring the car back to where it was made, which is pretty cool that it's been gone for so long and it's like coming home now. These leads are backwards. Oh, they used a red wire for the ground, or rather someone got some red paint on that wire, because that's obviously the ground. It goes to the block, and then this goes to some harness somewhere, so. Oh, dome lights on. Keys are on the dash. Watch for fire. It says 0 gasoline. Yeah, we're gonna give it a little gas. A lot of these things when they sit, that just evaporates. Where's the gas filler? Oh, it's right here. Ooh, that's got a nice sound to it. Ooh, that's good. Old school metal gas cap. My assistant today is Connor. Hi, Connor. Connor's gonna throw some gas in it. I don't know, half gallon, somewhere in there. See if it comes out the bottom. I remember there being gas problems with this car. I smell like a paint varnish smell, which is like the air in the tank coming out. That's not a good sign. See what we get? Come on, old girl. Let's see if we have any in the fuel filter. Does it have a fuel filter? Maybe. Oh, yeah, it does. Don't see any gas in there yet. It's a pretty big puddle of something under the car. Can't tell, is that gas or is that engine oil? Figure that one out later on the lift. But to get this thing started, we're going to throw a little gas down the carb. Got to raid the coffee shop a little bit. So I'm going to put a little gas in the cup. Hopefully a little, not a lot. Should wait for help on this. There we go. Put a little splash of that down there. Drink up. She liked it a little bit. The challenge is we're trying to pull fuel from the tank, and it has a little mechanical pump, which is pretty slow. Still no gas at the filter yet, so I'm trying to get that to wake up. It's nice to hear it fire, though. It means we have spark. I thought this was going to be easy. I want to drive this thing. I want to get this done. That's why I was trying to start with the first one. I thought we would start on a win. Oh, pride before the fall. So I'm going to disconnect the gas line at the carb so I can see if I can pull some fuel from the tank. Because right now it's not able to pull. That little mechanical pump might not be able to pull enough suction to completely prime the fuel system because I'm sure it's very empty. Because once I pull fuel through here, I should be able to have it run from there. This is a vacuum pump that you normally use to clean out the lower unit on your boat before you winterize it, but it also works for pulling gas out of fuel tanks. So I'm going to see if I can pull a vacuum on this Stay. The mechanical fuel pump's driven by the motor, and it's just a little cam. It can't pull very much. It only needs to supply like 3 or 4 psi, so it's not very good at drawing fuel all the way from the tank. Usually these are primed, so they don't have that problem. There we go. Ooh, look at all that crap though. Look at all that in the line. Can you see that? That's all crud that's in that line. Shouldn't really be drawing that much air, but it's flowing pretty good. So now that we have fuel in our filter, the car should pull the gas in itself. That little mechanical pump should be able to succeed now. The question is the gas that we just pulled in the line good gas or bad gas? Try number 2, here we go. Do I still have gas in my filter? Less. I don't think it's drawing. So either the fuel pump is bad or the filter is bad or both. I'm an optimist though, so I'm gonna try another cup of gas. This is why having 30-something odd cars to fix, you think about the amount of time it takes to even do minor diagnostic work and you realize it could take weeks and weeks, and we don't have weeks and weeks. Seems like enough. For all the marbles, try number 3. We're so close. She caught, but I don't know if she's getting fed. She caught, but I don't think she's getting fed. It's just not feeding. So we're gonna try 2 things. We're gonna put some more gas in the back of it to see if maybe the tank is just a little low or has some rust in it or something. And then we're gonna try feeding it from the front with a water bottle. I was expecting this 5 gallons to last this whole video, but I don't think it's gonna be the case. Top there. Yeah, keep going. We're leaking here. Yep. That was that gas leak I was talking about. Where are we leaking? Don't quite see it yet. So we drew fuel into the filter, but now we seem to be drawing fuel out of the filter onto the engine, which is not good. It means we're also introducing air probably. I can't have gas leaking everywhere because then we won't draw any gas and we'll just draw air. She is excited though. That little bit of gas in the back was the right idea. It's drawing now. Priming it with the vacuum pump helped. That does not inspire confidence. That does not spark joy. Why is there a rock in there? What's the rock for? Why is it? I'm gonna save that rock. So we've got fuel in our filter, but our carb might be clogged. Try it again, quarter pedal, crank it over. We're gonna revisit this one. I thought it was an easy win. It turned out not to be. It might need a little more work, but we're gonna get this thing done. Take that off right now. Ooh, that's hot. That's been cranking. Cool. Great. Well, that sucks. Let's move on to the Lexus. This is a Lexus GX470, I think a 2006. I bought this as an overland project. I wanted to go overlanding, and you can see how much overlanding I've done. So we're gonna try to get that started. It's fuel injected, and it hasn't been parked there that long, maybe 2 years, so I'm pretty optimistic this one will actually go. What this one needed originally was just a single little O-ring right there on the coolant neck, because it was leaking coolant and overheating. And just for that little thing, I parked it. Let's throw a battery back in this and see if she cranks. What I like so much about these GX470s is that they're a Land Cruiser Prado, but in Lexus trim. They have the nice interior, they have the leather seats. This is the 2UZ V8, which is like Toyota's LS motor. It's excellent, it's super good, and it's very reliable. You can get these things up to 300, 400, 500,000 miles, a little bit of maintenance. You can also get these trucks for like 6 to 8 grand, compared to a Land Cruiser, which goes for a lot more in worse shape. So I'm a big fan of the GX470. Also, a lot of the 4Runner and FJ Cruiser parts fit on this great, so you can get a lot of aftermarket for it, even if it's not labeled GX470. Let's put a battery in it. I'm gonna verify, is this the ground? Yeah, it's screwed into the steel. So that's the ground, and that's on the correct side. Beautiful. This is way too small of a battery for this, but live, laugh, Lexus. A December to remember. Positive on. No car alarm, okay? Don't honk at me. All right. Dome lights? Yeah, I haven't seen those in a while. Keys. Where are the keys? They on the roof? Hey! Past Andy helped future Andy. Everything's powering up. I hear the fuel pump. You got a lot of lights on. Woo! Is that a bird? Pretty happy. Didn't get the first car, got the second one. Got to win. Next order of business is get it outside. Oh, power windows. This is a 1976 Dodge Aspen. It is considered one of the worst vehicles that has been ever made. Not just Chrysler or Dodge, but ever made. One of the big reasons was they didn't line any of the fenders in a way to save money. So these were rotting out on dealer floors and they got sued. And supposedly they're supposed to replace all of the fenders for all of these, for all customers. So technically we could bring this into a dealer and get new fenders put on it, but I like it just the way it is. We had this car running last summer, so I'm pretty optimistic about this one too, but you saw how excited I was about the Fury and how that turned out. So no time like the present. Battery trays rotted out. Okay, what are we doing? This is our ground. This is our positive, which does not want to reach. This is the battery out of our Chevy Aveo airboat that's back in there. Apparently it sat for years. It's still fine. It tested fine. But most importantly, it has the terminals on the right ends. It has no handle though. Why? Why? Oh, that's not the right size. None of these are the right size actually, because this is probably SAE as well. Make sure we have enough coolant. We got nice green coolant in there. Boom, happy. Do we have engine oil? Oh, we sure do. Look at that. So the oil's nice and good, nice and golden there. It means we probably changed it. Let's crank it. I got a dome light. Ooh, it smells nice in here. Look, we got fuzzy dice. We've got seat covers. They had giant stuffed animals in this when I got it. Why? I don't know. Let's go check our filter. Remember putting this fuel filter on not that long ago, so it should come off. I can hear the suction. This is the air cleaner we're gonna pull off. Nice. Put a bunch of dust in there. Good job. Good job, Andrew. So we've got that fuel line. See how loose that is? That's not good. We don't want that to be that way. Well, that didn't sound confidence inspiring, but it is tight now, so. Pump. Next verse, same as the first. There it is. Gas looks nice too. Great. So we have gas in the filter. Filter seems to be intact. These things were total dogs. This is a very slow car, but it's charming. And that's what matters. It's an optimistic move to put the cover on first before it runs, because normally we'd spray some stuff down there, but we're gonna win this. We're not behind at all. No. Come on, Aspen, I believe in you. The public doesn't. The internet, the magazines, TV, Congress, they all didn't like you very much, but I believe in you. Try number 2. Come on, Aspen. Prove them all wrong. Show them what you're made of. It's cranking strong. Probably has bad gas. Now is when I regret my decision to just sort of go for it on these and not properly pump out the tank. It's just such a big job. So if it started anyway, then I'd feel foolish. The real answer is I'm gonna feel foolish no matter what I do. I'm gonna get you started. I'm not giving up on you. Come on. Try number 3. It's not looking good for this gas. Let's remember our win with the Lexus. Let's think about the good times 20 minutes ago when everything was working out great. That's a fair bit. How about a little bit more? I'm sure I won't regret that. This was supposed to be one of my no problems too. We just drove this thing last summer. Shouldn't be any problem at all, but something's wrong. It's not pulling gas, or the gas is too old, or the jets are clogged, or something. Well now, we are 2 unknown and 1 for sure, so let's do another Lexus because apparently they're reliable. This is my 1990 Lexus ES 250. It's got a 3-liter in it. This car was sold champagne color with a 5-speed and a CD changer. So someone was totally boss when they were buying this from the dealership way back when. I use it as a Lemons car. This car has been extremely reliable except for the front wheel bearings exiting at speed, and it sent some of our student racers across the field. I donated this car to the Detroit Student Racing Team so they can practice out there on the track, and we got them a new car, so maybe we can sell this one. I'm gonna pop a battery in the back and see if it just starts, because it has every other time. We let it sit for years, take it on the track, beat on it for 24 hours straight, put it away. The nice thing about race cars is that battery cables usually aren't like some ultra specific length. They're just kind of there, so you can... The bad thing about race cars is that frequently they're poorly made and the battery mount things ended up on the ground. Looks like the battery box to me. Let's give it a shot. Got nothing to lose. Just save the car, dude. That's all you gotta do. That's lemons right there. The kids actually cut my old watch off. I wonder where my watch went missing. And when I set it on my toolbox, the kids actually cut the band off, but they bought me a new one to say sorry. So there's the fans. Oh, you're such a good car. Lexus 2, Chrysler 0. They're also 40 years newer and fuel injected. No way! What? No way! The turning radius was never really that good. Got a little bit of a misfire. Seems to be smoke pouring out of it too. This car has an AccuSump on it, which can sometimes over-oil the engine. That's the AccuSump there. That is pretty smoky though. It's definitely burning some oil on the back of the motor. And it's not supposed to sound that choppy awesome. It's missing on at least 1 cylinder, maybe 2. Well, I don't know what the problem is yet with it, but I think it's over-oiling because of the AccuSump. Let me show you what this thing is. This is called an AccuSump, and this supplies additional oil pressure when the engine is starving for oil. It senses low oil pressure because of a big high-speed, high-G turn or an abrupt stop or something that starves the engine of oil and is supposed to feed extra oil so it never goes dry. This car had a starvation problem and they fixed it with that AccuSump. But the issue with the AccuSump is that it can deliver too much oil when the car is just starting up or the oil pressure isn't quite there yet. And it's connected to an oil pressure sensor for when the oil pressure drops and then it delivers more. So I think it's delivering too much oil to that rear bank, which is why it's burning so much. You see it burning out of the exhaust and the back head. So I'm going to troubleshoot what's going on with that and make it not do that anymore. Also, notice this is where my pry bar has been for the last 4 years, living right there. Someone tucked it right there and just thought, I'll just put it there, and it's black and invisible, and now it's back in the fold. Oh, well, that would do it. The wire for the oil pressure sensor's off. So let us connect the AccuSump back up. But I think once I start it back up, it's actually going to run just fine. That'd be a great repair. I'm gonna try getting with the old Italian tune-up, drive it around the block a little bit, rev it out, maybe it'll clear up. It's totally clearing up. It just needed to be driven around a bunch. I bet you the plugs in that back cylinder are full of soot and oil and all kinds of crap. It's still over oiling a little bit, so we're gonna have to figure that problem out, but it is cleaning up like last time. Above like 3,000 RPM, it's pretty strong. You might be asking yourself, Andy, how do I bid on one of your awesome vehicles? And thankfully, I'll tell you. The auction is August 16th. It's going to be online and in person. So all of the vehicles go on eBay August 6th, and they'll be on there for a 10-day auction, with the final moment being in person August 16th. It doesn't matter if you bid online or if you bid in person, it's going to be the same auction. I'm also going to have the world's largest garage sale here, which is all kinds of tools, equipment, tires, and all kinds of things that don't fit the auction that I'm going to sell in person for pennies on the dollar. You got to get this stuff. It's going to be priced very, very aggressively. Tickets to attend are just $5, and all the proceeds go to the Detroit Student Racing Team, which is our nonprofit that teaches kids how to wrench, how to weld, and how to race cars. If that sounds interesting to you, get your ticket in the description while supplies last. Let's get back to fixing the cars. Let's go build a little fuel pump thing. I want to put a battery. I'll show you. Come on. This is the $9 fuel pump I could find, and this is a low pressure fuel pump that's going to draw fuel out of the tank of the cars. The problem is I got to power it. I don't really want to wire this into every car. So I bought this Milwaukee thing that you snap a battery into, and it takes the 18-volt Milwaukee battery, makes it into 12 volts. I need a piece of wood to screw this all to. Make a little portable thing, because I imagine we're gonna have to do this more in the future. Let's go pilfer some wood. This is exactly why I keep my little pile of wood right here. This is gonna work perfect. Fuel pump, transformer, battery, done. Got a little, we're gonna do the pump, and the transformer, and the battery thing. This will be my finest work. Noah, come here. This is Noah, one of our student race team students who became a mentor. Hi, say hi, Noah.
Hi.
Yeah, there you go. That's Noah for you. He's an engineering student. All right. I've not looked forward to this moment, but we have to pump the gas out of the tank to make it happy. Happier. But I think that fuel has gone bad. So I'm going to disconnect the fuel system from the car and see if we can pull a vacuum on this with my little pump. Yeah, that's good enough. And ideally, the fuel comes out of here. So in an ideal world, when I hook this battery up to my fuel pump contraption that I made, it should pump all of the fuel out of the car into our waste bucket there. I wish I had a switch so I could turn this thing on and off, but I don't. I just have the battery. So let's try it out. Okay, it's making some kind of sounds. Oh, there's some fuel. Look at that. We'll see what we get. See if we're getting anything out. Little bits of grody fuel. It's pretty dark colored, so I'm guessing it's pretty bad, mixed with rust. I just wonder if this filter isn't clogged. For some reason, we're filtering bad gas. I don't really need to do that. Okay, here's my theory. If I leave the pump running, and then I loosen it at the line here, it should pull all of it out of the filter and leave it so it doesn't spill everywhere. There we go. Let's see how that does. All right, minimal gas problems. I'm gonna put this directly onto the line from the tank. This runs from the tank, and so we should be able to draw fuel out without any filter in the way. Let's see what we get. It might be pumping slow, but that is definitely bad gas. It smells like paint varnish, and you see the color? It's not happy. We'll let this thing work for a little while and pump through whatever it's dealing with. It also has to pull it through the mechanical fuel pump, which I don't know if it'll damage it or not. I don't think so. Thankfully, those are like $6. Because I don't have all day, we're gonna try my diesel siphon. This is the big pump that I use for pumping out school buses, and she'll work on this. Will it, won't it? I don't know. Is it rated for fuel? Probably not. I don't really even know if this little pump thing works anymore. I haven't tried this thing in years. All right, that's a first step. There's no way this fits down. Oh, now the question is, can we get the line back out of there? Well, that's definitely all the way in. All right? Hooray! I'll run the switch. This is going faster. It's going a lot faster. That fuel is not happy. Oh, that fuel is gross. That stuff stinks. There's no way that was gonna burn. Once we use some gas, we put some rally car gas on top. Just don't do that. 104 octane. We'll finish pumping the tank out, and then we will finish pumping the lines out and then put some fresh stuff on it. And I've got my little crappy car gas evacuation system all figured out here now. So I think what we do is we put the new gas back in the back until we see it here. Auto repair, man, just step by step, day by day. Days go by, something, something. New gas going in. We'll see when we get new gas out here. New gas, new gas. Please don't be clogged. Got about 4 gallons in the tank of fresh gas. Nothing out here yet though, which tells me that either the pump or the line is clogged. Nope. There we go, we got some flow. It's still the red-brown gas though, because there's no way to get the tank completely empty unless you pull a drain in the bottom of the tank. It certainly looks better. Oh, it's definitely clearing out a lot though. It's got a little red tint to it. I would say that's a lot better. Yeah, I'd be comfortable running that. There we go. Looks pretty good, doesn't it? Got a new fuel filter here. You should always replace the old one if you can, especially if the old one is full of rust. See that right there? There's rust collected in the filter, which means the filter media, the filter element, is just completely jammed shut. This shouldn't be. But to increase our odds, we're going to pull a vacuum on this filter when we pull some fuel through it. Oh, look at that. That is clean looking. Let's see what we get. I need some new fuel line because the line that I was using is gross. You know where I'm going to get it from? This right here. Think about that long. No one will ever miss it. Again, like last time, I want to see some fuel in that bowl. That's my goal. Fuel in the bowl. The fuel does not look great, but it looks better. When we add 20 gallons of good gas on top, it should be fine. I want to start this thing. That's what I want to do next. I bet you it's going to start. I bet you it's going to start great. Okay, wait. She's running. Hey, that's great. Hey! Sounds good. I want to show you this thing. Look at this. Come here, check this out. You can barely read it. 1977. Proof this car hasn't gone out that much because this is right in the way of the grill and it hasn't all disintegrated. Come here, let me show you this huge trunk. I'm going to open it with a screwdriver. But look at how much room there is back here. It has the original bias ply that came with it. That's the original spare right there. That's what it used to have all the way around. Also found this collector's vehicle in Washington. I bought it in Washington. Thought I bought it in Portland. Maybe it lived in Washington for a while. Got a bunch of old belts. Top cog. Just cool seeing stuff people leave in the trunk. They just had belts on belts on belts in the back of this thing. They did not trust it. 318 power steering. Someone hand wrote that on there. Napa know-how. So let's keep a spare. The old jack. Look at this thing. It's like a high lift jack, like you'd use for off-roading. Oh yeah. Little lead substitute. It's looking for leaded gas. Want to see if she moves? Moment of truth. Oh.
If you are wondering why the Fury runs now after not working on it, that makes two of us. We let it sit, and now it runs, and I'm not going to ask any questions. Maybe the new gas freed something up in the carb. I don't know. Well, it's mostly running, as you'll see. Mostly, which is more than zero.
You're smoking pretty good, huh? It's burning dirt. Says add a pint. I don't think I'd put grocery store ATF in anything. I know it's Meyer brand ATF. You think it has another label under there? No. For older vehicles. No, it's not plural. It's like, this is probably 12 years old, but still red.
Okay, well I found the problem. I don't think they use fuel-rated tube back here. Who would possibly do such a thing? And then it's just footage from me from 8 years ago.
So good. Oh, that's not right.
Here we go.
Oh, it's like a silicone.
This is the vent line. So someone used this blue silicone hose in the way, and it seemed to leak pretty bad. It's not rated for gas, so the gas eventually ate it. You know, actually, the unfortunate thing is this is the exact same diameter hose that you use for coolant lines on a school bus. This may have been an inside job.
Yeah, it was a long night.
Yeah, release the lid. Yeah.
That's the score so far, and we haven't even talked about buses, fire trucks, trailers, boats, or tiny homes. So we're gonna pump that number up in the next episode. Like and subscribe to help the channel out, because you wanna see vehicles leave. You wanna buy these, please? Click the thing.